Now they want to get into IT industry and start working on developing of software applications, but they don't know coding and all. So what do you suggest them?
You guys will be surprised to hear that completely I had no idea that one day I'll work in the IT industry. Business analyst course, right? They can become a very good, business analyst, or you can say product owners.
Yes.
I mean, we call in our organization as product owners.
Product owners. Yes. So these people are apt for that.
Which is the gap between, the technology and the business folks, because it's a very important role. And what they need to do is they have to understand the product on the internet as well at that time. So we used to kind of any technical challenge come or any kind of serious situation come, right? Do it on our own. But these days we have quite a help on the internet actually.
What do you feel about AI? It is a boon or it is a bane?
I would not agree to that. AI will take jobs. I have a team of 10 people. If they are all efficient and they know how to use AI, then they'll survive. Need to understand the trends that are happening first thing. Okay, you should have good communication skills, convincing
That is
skills.
obvious.
Healthcare has got strict laws actually. I mean, when it comes to healthcare, right? In the EU,
Data privacy.
Data privacy issue. We had that in EU that you can't hold my data for a certain amount of time. After that, you have to delete it.
You have to delete it. You also told, right, that you have to write a user story and acceptance criteria. We will make them write in the sessions.
Sir, pure. He was always looking for. He just whenever the students come and all, he never look for money.
You also do these mock interviews here?
Yes.
Okay. Apart from that, generally speaking, when somebody gets placed, right, how much they do draw.
So some people get, because of people coming from non-IT, they'll be having really less package with them.
Especially the South Indians, we are little shy to open up actually.
Open up, yes.
We don't tend to speak. But unless and until you speak, right, nobody is going to listen to you, or people will also ignore you.
Correct.
Opportunities actually in IT. When we say IT, right, it's not always kind of writing code and all.
Yes.
So there are functions in IT that doesn't require these skills. I told them that this is a very great opportunity, and I showed him some of the reels as well on Instagram.
Hello everyone. Welcome to SIT Talks. Today we have our beloved friend Mohammed, who is having 18 years of experience. Today he'll be providing insights on IT industry. Let's listen from him. Yeah, hi Awais.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for having me, guys.
So, how's your day?
It was good so far. I had few commitments, but again, as usual, you pulled me here.
So, I forcefully pulled you here.
Yes. But as you know, I can't say no to you. So, I had to come here.
No other option like boomerang.
No.
This podcast is for so many people who are inspiring to come into IT industry. So all your instructions and your experiences will be really helpful for them.
I'll try to kind of provide some insight.
Yeah.
But may not be expertise in advice. But again, I'll try to kind of give some insight how IT industry works and what options, non-IT people have when they kind of move to IT industry.
Before that, can you introduce yourself?
Sure. I kind of, I'll be kind of, you guys will be surprised to hear that I also have no idea, or I can say I kind of moved into IT industry. Completely, I had no idea that one day I'll work in the IT industry. I did my graduation in chemistry.
Okay.
And until then, I had no idea that I will work in IT industry.
Okay.
Then, due to some circumstances, I made my mind that I'll move to IT industry. And I did my master's in computer applications. Then started my journey way back in 2007. I moved to Mumbai. I did work in a very small organization. And after that, I did in various other service-based organizations.
And so it was non-IT you started, how?
No. I started in IT only. But when I was kind of until my graduation, right? I had some other plans. I thought I wanted to become a teacher actually, or I wanted to go to Gulf countries for doing some work actually. I mean, I wanted to do masters in chemistry and go and work in oil refineries in the Gulf countries. That's what I had in my mind until graduation. But
You had your relative or someone, I think.
yeah, I have
Okay.
quite a few, relatives in Gulf. So
Okay.
I thought like I can move there, settle. But destiny had some other thoughts. I ended up kind of.
Yeah, so how did you start in IT industry and after that Mumbai thing?
Yeah, it was a small stint only. First job was very brief actually. Then I moved to a better organization. There I worked for almost like 3 years, and mostly I used to work on .NET technologies.
.NET.
And mostly my experience has been in the insurance industry only. So
Okay.
initially I worked in the general insurance side only. So I was in Mumbai for about 6 or 7 years. I worked in mostly service-based companies. I came back to Hyderabad in 2012 or 2013. Then from that onwards, like again here as well, I worked in a couple of service-based companies. Then moved to a product company now, and right now working as a solution architect for that organization. And as a solution architect, I provide technical solutions actually, and make sure that those solutions are kind of secure, scalable, and all they kind of you can say adhere to organization policies.
Okay. Just before the podcast, we were discussing about the length of your organization and all. Can we discuss those things? Does that permit you? Without taking the name and all. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, see, mostly the work I do is for an organization where we have kind of, it's a very huge organization.
Healthcare.
Yeah, it's into healthcare, and we provide healthcare or kind of healthcare products, or we sell healthcare products to customers,
Like?
like travel insurance, you can say.
Okay.
Right, travel insurance. Like if you're traveling from India to, let us say, UK, you can buy insurance,
Okay.
travel insurance.
Healthcare is not like that where you build some medicines and all, not that one. Yes.
No, our organization has
All the verticals.
yeah, all the vertical. I mean, it's very broad, but the segment where I work, basically
into
we
insurance,
work on
okay.
kind of, we sell insurance.
Okay. So you build software products.
Yeah, I'm an architect. Like right now, I mean, I don't code anymore.
Okay.
But yes, I provide technical solution. But needed, I mean, there have been instances I kind of came down to help to the team where we were having some resource crunches. So I had to kind of do my hands dirty with code again.
Okay. So from my institute, there's so many people from your organization. I wouldn't like to name your company, but there's so many people. They actually started in medical coding, their jobs, and they started in pharma industry, and then they wanted to get into IT industry.
Okay.
So for such kind of people, what do you suggest? There are many people, right, who are stuck in this medical coding and who are stuck in this insurance claims processing and all. Now they want to get into IT industry and start working on developing of software applications, but they don't know coding and all. So what do you suggest them?
See, for them, it is, I would say, getting into development means, right? You mean to say writing code and all?
No,
In that perspective?
they can't do that because they are.
I'm not saying they can't do. They can do.
Ah.
See, but it would not be that easy.
Yes.
See, it's not easy. But what they have is like if they have worked in medical coding, or you can say any of the
BPOs and all.
yeah, BPOs and all, right? What they have is like they have a great experience of
Business
software
knowledge.
is what they have.
Yeah, they also
They
work on various
understand the
softwares.
pain points in that application. So they know the areas of improvements in those applications. So what they can do is when they kind of move into business analyst course, right, they can become a very
Yes.
good business analyst, or you can say product owners.
Yes.
I mean, we call in our organization as product owners.
Product owners, yes. So these people are apt for that.
Yes.
So that's exactly we do here, Avis. So we train people on business analyst program. So what is your experience? How many business analysts are there in your current company, and how many people are required? What do you feel about that particular job, business analyst job?
How many we have? I mean, see, the segment
In
I
every
work-
project, how many?
Yeah, I mean, generally in every project, based on the volume of the modules that we work, right? We have, I mean, if it's a very small product, we have only one product owner.
Okay.
Generally, we call product owners
Product
actually.
owner.
So we have one product owner, but
Okay.
if the volume is more, right? I have worked in products where we had 3 product owners,
Oh.
3 different Scrum teams we had, and 3
Okay.
different product owners we had.
Okay. So how do you look at this role? Is it very important role in the software, overall software development?
See, this role is basically, I can say that it bridges the gap between, the technology and the business folks, because it's a very important role. And what they need to do is they have to understand the product and they have to question the product, because they should be curious, always asking questions to deliver a better product.
Correct. Correct.
So you have seen like you're having 18 years of experience. So do you find any major difference like earlier when you used to work and now?
Yes, yeah. The when I started, like we never used to have much of help on the internet as well at that time. So we used to kind of any technical challenge come or any kind of serious situation come, right? Like we used to do it on our own. But these days we have quite a help on the internet actually, or the new generation, I would say, is quite smart as well.
Yeah.
Okay. So coming to the internet part when you mentioned, so you are saying that we are getting a lot of help from internet. So if you are taking the help of AI, basically
Absolutely,
you are taking the help of AI.
yeah.
So what do you feel about AI? It is a boon or it is a bane?
See, definitely AI is going to help us.
Okay.
Recently, I read one comment actually, or one statement from one CEO from IBM, I guess. What he mentioned is like, AI will definitely not replace people or humans, but AI using people, or AI using guys will definitely replace people who are not using AI.
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
So you have to kind of adapt to this AI technologies that we have. So that's what I would say. So AI is here to help us. That is for technical folks, or you can say the product owners. See, recently I had to write one technical story, because as architect, I too write technical stories. So generally I write in my own terms. But recently what I tried, like we use Copilot actually. So I put those details in Copilots, and it gave me very detailed user story. It created a story for me.
Yeah.
So it is going to ease or help you fast enough, writing those requirements or document those user stories or features that you want to create for in terms of product owner that we are discussing here.
The overall efficiency also can be increased, right? Earlier,
Yes.
when client used to give us the requirements, we used to struggle a lot, making a note of everything and all.
Right, yeah.
At that time, the recording was also not permitted, but now we can record them. We can
Transcript, we can
transcribe,
summarize.
yeah.
Especially when coming to minutes of meeting, it was
Yeah.
a painful task.
It was very
Yeah,
painful task.
Now, if you see, it is giving the action items, it is giving
Yes.
what to do and what not to do.
Yes, yeah. I mean, I use that. I use generally, these. We do quite a few recordings as well, and in summaries as well. I use.
So AI is not taking then jobs.
See, I would not agree to that. AI will take jobs.
Okay.
Okay, AI will take jobs. See, now let us say I have a team of 10 people.
Okay.
So going forward, I may not need those 10 people. Like if they are all efficient and they know how to use AI, then they'll survive.
Correct.
But if they are not using AI and they want to do that manual job or manual labor, right? So I think there is no place for people who are not using AI in future.
And if you look at the philosophy of IT industry, what was IT industry? Earlier it was only like if you call someone, then they used to check in their application and give us. That was the software. Especially I'm from banking industry. So after that, what we did, we kept everything on a website. So people can just log into website and they can see. After that, mobile application. I think this is also like a transformation only. AI is now in a stage where at that time, if you look, that could be one of the element of an AI. So IT industry is always ever evolving. Okay, its philosophy is to change the ways of working. So AI is doing it very well. So I think IT industry is in the good trajectory is what I feel.
So how frequently you interact with the business analyst?
Oh, very frequently. I mean, as maybe you all are aware of Scrum ceremonies that we have,
Yes,
right?
yes.
So every day-to-day interact we do.
Okay.
But apart from that, like as architect, I do have separate meetings with the leadership, or you can say stakeholders to understand the requirements. See, before a project goes into kind of development phase, right? Like I connect with the product owners, or for that matter, product managers as well,
Okay.
to discuss the product that what we are trying to build, to see the feasibility that what we are trying to build is possible or not. So we see all that, and we do some analysis projects as well as part of the overall deliverable. Then we kind of connect, and some of the portions of the user stories that needs documentation or that needs help, right? We connect and kind of we work with the product owners to do the documentation of that. I'll tell you one example actually. There was one project that we did some few years back,
Okay.
and we wanted to migrate to a new platform, another platform.
Migration.
Okay, we had a platform A, we wanted to move to platform B. But the application, we have to maintain the same application.
Okay.
But the data processing platform was changing. So, but we have to build it again. Actually, same application we have to build. But the BA that was assigned to that project had no idea about the overall complete functionality of the
Platform
existing
A.
product.
Okay.
So what we did, like we did complete rip of the code. Like we have done the detailed reverse engineering
Okay.
of the existing code, and I worked with BA or product owner in that, and kind of we documented all those details and created user stories, or you can say first split those functionalities into different features, then went on to kind of creating those stories actually. So it's a very collaborative effort that an architect has to kind of do with the product owners or product managers or the stakeholders, that before even it is going for a development phase.
Basically, what we have, we have a segregation of BAs actually. If you talk about segregation, we have functional BAs, we have non-functional BAs, technical BAs, which we generally call. So when you're talking
Data
about,
analyst,
so functional BAs, business analyst, when you're speaking about, so they'll be focusing on the problem statement and solution and the benefits of what client is having basically. So they are, as we know, they are following the bridge between the stakeholders and the development team, everything. So all the requirements will be taken because he's the first person to know about the requirement. He will be, gathering, analyzing it, documenting it, and presenting it. Then how the flows will go. When coming to the technical BAs, so people who are having a little bit background on the development side or techie side, some people are there. So those will be enough efficient to write all the use stories as you mentioned. They'll able to understand the technical things. What I suggest in our course as well as everyone I ask, like, no need to go that technical detail level in us, because basically what happened, we have an APIs call. For example, if you take a mobile application, everyone can see the weather app. So so many people, like so many different phones we are using it. Everyone is working on the weather app? No. We are only coordinated with the weather app person. So basically we are sending the request to them. They are sending the response to us. So what I am saying is, in order to understand the technical thing, something if it is there, you only need to understand the what request we are sending and what response we are getting.
Correct.
And how that is happening is not part of the
Exactly.
the
Yes.
functional BAs.
Functional
But yeah,
BAs.
there are technical BAs, as you mentioned. They need to understand the technology and they need to provide additional details as well, like how that data has to come and what API, what authentication has to follow. I mean, that's altogether a different thing. But in our case, like those details I provide to the team, like the how the authentication happens and all. Our the product owners that what we have, right? They do the complete functional aspect of it, like how a product should function. That's it.
When you mentioned about product owner, the one thing which I really like about this my journey actually, basically I started as a QA, quality analyst, because if developer is there, basically if developer what will do, they'll work on one story, other developer will have different stories. But if a QA is the one person who has to test entire
They
application.
understand end-to-end.
End-to-end application.
Yeah.
So when QA is the possibility of becoming BA, because he has to understand the application again.
Correct.
Okay, BA also understand the complete requirement part. Again, if your BA becomes a product owner, again he has to concentrate on the product and entire knowledge.
Yes.
Product manager. So even though the ladder is growing up, you are fixed to the same roots actually.
Correct. Yeah.
Same
I mean,
roots.
I have known quite a few product owners right now, or you can say product managers as well, who were kind of the QE folks in my team.
Yeah.
They were doing the QE, then they did automation, then they built very good rapport with the clients and all, right? Or then they moved into the product ownership actually.
Managers,
They are
yeah.
doing fantastic now.
Currently in healthcare, what is the scenario? Like any person who wants to shift from the existing non-IT, what is your recommendation to them? How do they start the journey towards the IT industry?
I mean, it's not just healthcare, I would say,
Yeah.
Santosh. Anything, any industry you want to go, right? Like, so first of all, you need to understand the trends that are happening first thing, okay? Then I would say that you should have good communication skills, convincing
That is
skills.
obvious.
You should have convincing skills as well. And you should also need to understand, or you can say you should have the skills to kind of dig deep and understand more of what you need to build actually. I mean, that nature you need to have.
The reason I asked why healthcare, because as a guy who has banking, I can easily hop from banking to gaming, then e-commerce like that. But in healthcare, somewhere I think they require only the people who are having a healthcare knowledge.
Yeah, I mean
So that's why I was asking.
I have seen that. Reason being, healthcare has got strict laws actually. I mean, when it comes to healthcare, right? We have certain rules that are non-negotiable actually.
Correct.
So there is no denying that you have to follow those rules actually.
Yes.
So that's where kind of
A lot of I think some HIPAA rules and all you have to.
we have those rules and
Only
also,
those can join.
so they have to understand. I mean, if at all I want to become a BA, right? So I should understand how that healthcare industry functions. Let's say my company is in US or in Australia or in UK, right? So I have to understand the laws of those members there,
Okay.
right? I mean, I'm a member of
The
UK, let's
regulations
say.
and all.
Yeah, regulations I need to understand, because if you have understand, right, some time back there was this regulation, forgetting that name actually, in the EU. we
Data
had-
privacy.
data privacy issue we had that in EU, that you can't hold my data
Yes.
for a certain amount of time. After that, you have to delete it.
You have to delete it. Data redundancy.
Retention and all.
Yeah, retention. We kind of immediately. I mean, we had to kind of delete a lot of data actually because of those policies. And there are regulations as well that like you can't maintain my data for certain amount of time, or you can't maintain my data in this country.
Yes.
So there are regulations. So all these things, as product owner, right, I should understand. And sometimes what happens is like you can always get in touch with the legal team as well to sometimes understand those
countries'
nitty-gritties.
requirements.
Yeah.
Because it's healthcare, the people in US and all, they're very finicky about their health related.
Yes.
They don't want it to go outside, and it could be a very big. So
What is the placement, for example, coming for the healthcare domain? For example, if a banking domain is there, if any respect of any domain, for B and P of the position comes, they can't enter into the healthcare easily because they look at the healthcare domain.
yes,
But if the same healthcare domain person is there,
they can easily.
they can easily go to the banking domain.
interviews-
Any other domain, these people can enter.
When we see the interviews, they hardly ask about the interview, like
Exactly.
BA related things.
Domain things,
They ask mostly about the healthcare, whether they have worked on EHR applications, whether they have done certain regulatory certifications and all.
Yeah.
Those are the things. Okay. So I think healthcare people have a lot of. From our institute, I can proudly say that my trainees are placed in across almost all the top companies, and second highest is in healthcare. First is in banking, second in healthcare.
Great to know
Sometimes
that.
we get shocked, they get more than trainers. So
Nowadays, trainers are jealous about the trainees and they're getting more.
Recently, I've seen
higher
them
salary.
More than you tell
no, no, that is another different topic. Altogether different topic. But sometimes you see, because trainers will be there, when trainees get placement, when we see the number, sometimes literally shocked. It sees more than trainers' salary actually.
These days, there is this shift that has happened post-COVID as well, I can say.
Yes.
Like,
Salaries are increased.
yeah, I mean those numbers are quite high.
Quite high, yes.
I mean, recently one of my junior also called me and said, "I'm drawing so and so." I was like, "Okay, I am not drawing that much right now."
Sometimes okay, but more time jealous. I feel.
It's trying to switch or ask your manager about a pay hike.
No, if I ask, they'll kick me out.
So please.
But at the same
I
time,
can only ask him right now.
but at the same time, what I can tell you that the right people will get what
Yeah.
they deserve.
Yes.
There is no denying actually. For certain days you can stop them,
Yeah.
but their talent will come out
Completely agree.
and they'll get what they deserve.
Absolutely.
And even I ask my some of my students to go slow, because when they come about, they say about packages and all. See, money is important. I completely agree. But more than money, career is important. For example, if you have got into one right path and right guidance, if you are having chosen the right job, then obviously later you will grow like anything. If you see, I'm having 13 years. Till 5-6 years, I don't think so. I was in very great package. It was like very less package till 6 years. Then after 6 years, it has, as you mentioned,
understand the entire process of
Exactly.
software development. Probably at that time, even I worked straight 5 years in one company.
Yeah.
I was getting offers, but looking at the projects they were giving me, the exposure I was getting, I did not jump. I just wanted to learn everything. Then value addition can happen.
So what are your plans actually?
my friends.
Some should reveal his salary pay now.
See, my plan is this asset is fixed for me.
You're fixed here?
My retirement is here.
You have any
My retirement
positions for- Santosh, you have any positions for architects?
No, I am replacing him.
Architects means you can tell us how we are primarily focusing on non-IT people, but tomorrow if a person wants to become I know architect is an amazing position, especially the solution architect. The architects are the ones who bring out we just come out with the problems. Business analysts go and interact with the clients and bring the problem statements. Architects are the one who sit and prepare the entire blueprint of the entire solution. Then developers follow that blueprint, correct?
Yeah.
So how do anyone wants to become an architect? What is the prerequisite they should have? What all things they should have to become an architect?
See, for architects, I would say you should understand technology. I mean, what is possible, what not, you should understand actually. That's one thing. The other thing is, you should be able to kind of speak with the stakeholders in non-technical language actually.
Yeah. Okay.
That what we are trying to do, what we are trying to build, you should be able to do that. And those solutions should be scalable when we do, right? Those technical solutions should be scalable, secure, and we should kind of, as I mentioned previously as well, that every organization has certain laws or certain you have to follow certain rules in that organization. Those solutions should follow that. I mean, I can't simply use one
Some
DLL
open
or
source
some
software.
open source, right? I can't use or I can't suggest things to use like that. So we have to abide to those organization rules. There are certain guidelines that we have. So we have to follow those guidelines and we have to provide solutions within those guidelines only. And see, architect is, I would say, if you have some critical thinking, or you can say, I have been a hardcore developer actually. I mean, I have done a lot of coding actually.
.NET.
.NET.
Okay.
Lot of coding I have done. So, I mean, the possible scenarios what you can think of while writing code, right? That's what you need to do. And while writing code, how you want to secure the code, or how you want to kind of do what if something went wrong, what you need to do. I mean, you all think in that perspective and write code, right? So architect also at the high level for that application, you have to think like how you can kind of provide security to your application, how you can kind of, let's say a new requirement comes up, are we good enough to scale, right? And now how we can automate these things. So I mean, from that perspective you have to think.
It's like
They should be developer.
I mean, better if they are developer, because see, I'm not kind of undermining anyone here, but the thing is, like, when you are a developer, right, you understand the technology.
Yes.
Right. And basically, what is possible, what not, you should know. I mean, let's say if the leadership or the stakeholders asks that, this is the requirement. So the tech stack that we have, using that tech stack, am I able to deliver this requirement or not?
Okay.
Right. If they have some requirements which are not delivered or cannot deliver with the tech stack that we have,
Feasibility study and all.
that we have to do with that as well.
I have worked very closely with architects, and they're exceptional. And the one point I have observed in you is you're very up to date in the market. You know what are the different tools? Okay, which tool will help the organization to scale up? Which is best tool? You have on your tip of your tongue about all the latest happenings. So how do you get that knowledge?
I mean, I am not that much up to date. I will be honest here, but yes. See, when we kind of interact with friends, or within we have internal communities as well within the organization, so we get to know what latest is happening, what buzz is happening, why we are using that, why we are doing this shift. So we all have kind of follow all those threads that we kind of get in the organization, or from friends that we kind of interact with outside. So some way or the other, you have those communities. Those communities you interact, and you kind of get to update yourself.
Currently, many people are asking about the cloud, they're moving a lot of the data from their on-prem servers to the cloud, right? So what is your analysis? How does this cloud thing helps organizations, and which cloud tools are best, companies are best?
See, actually, I have a different take on cloud actually. So,
okay.
See, not every application is meant to be, migrated to cloud. It depends, like, what kind of application I have.
Okay.
I have an application and I have some 50 users. These are almost these are fixed users that I have, and I don't need cloud for that. Is my take actually.
Okay.
Why do I need cloud? Because cloud, where you want to kind of fluctuate or kind of increase or decrease based on the demand of the usage, you should be able to upscale and downscale the resources. That's the optimum, I would say, the use of cloud.
Okay.
If my usage is very simple, I have 50 users, I have this application, and we do this, and for that I don't see the usage of a cloud. But again, yes, cloud is amazing in terms of kind of scaling performance, or in terms of kind of having those backups and all. It is amazing, no doubt about it.
Yeah.
But when it comes to security, right, I would say on-prem is the best when it comes to security. That's
but you need not really bother about the technology part, right? You can just focus on the product which you want to develop completely. The technology part, they're going to take care of it. You can just outsource kind of.
Simply we can ask for those platform or services. We can opt that, and the product what we have.
I was one of the primary member in GCP movement, HSBC.
Okay.
So it took us a lot of time, almost 2+ years. It took. I think AWS was able to do it in a very GIF of a moment. Yeah.
Azure or AWS or GCP, all are doing exceptional. We have also started, migrating to cloud. Some of the applications we have migrated, but we are not there yet.
Okay. Everyone is like that. So I asked one of my senior folk in one of the town halls. We have regular town halls. So in that I asked, we were spending that year around $25 million on GCP cloud movement. So I asked, why are you spending so much then? He told Snapchat is spending $400 million. So we are nowhere when compared to...
Snapchat's user base is huge.
Yeah. I could see in my apartment, morning breakfast, lunch, dinner.
Snapchat,
in China, it's like a government app. Everything happens on Snap, it seems. Right from payments to everything, registrations, everything. So, yeah. What is your take on data? Sorry.
Go ahead.
What is your take on data? Currently, people who understand the data, how can they flourish in the IT industry?
Data is the new gold, I would say. As everyone
exactly.
Data is the new gold. See, quite a few major industries, they have bought smaller apps. I will not take them, but if you have seen food delivery apps and all, or
Recently I was in the Reliance.
I'm not taking names here, but yes. Why do you think they bought those not so called
Reputed,
huge or not reputed? Actually, some of the I would say there was one app actually. They kind of used to deliver not food but groceries or something.
Exactly.
They deliver
Quick
to
commerce.
yeah, kind of.
Okay.
So one major company in India, they bought that app actually.
Actually.
Okay.
Why do you think it is just for data?
Data.
Yeah.
Because they had that user base.
Correct.
Just for that user base, they got the data. So data is now huge, and based on the data only, right now we are generating these models, the data models that we have, which are kind of going to be fuel for our AI.
Exactly.
The data analysis part.
Yes.
So how far it's going on, Naresh bhai?
So far, so good. But now I feel that you have asked me enough questions, Aslam.
This is a hot seat, so we have to ask.
No. I want to ask him few questions. How he has been doing now.
So switch the.
No. You come.
Come this side.
I want to ask you few things. So then you will feel the heat now.
I will ask about some controversial questions. How much is he earning? How many? We need some content.
Hello?
He hides all this information.
I can't hear anything right now.
No, now you will hear the questions what I'm going to ask. So you tell me, how are you helping the students who are coming to SIT here? How are you helping them?
See, the students who are coming to SIT, so we have a full-fledged plan actually here. I would not like to mention the other training institutes, but basically what happened, I'll say the basic difference here. So other institute, what will happen, there will be fixed trainers who will be just only teaching the training part as a teachers. But here we all are working professionals. So we are up to the date in the market. We know what exactly is happening, what tools are there in the market, what is the trend. And we are up to date and up to technology wise or market wise or knowledge wise, we are up to the date. So when we all know about it, so we'll give the live examples through them. So the course plan is very much fixed. So first the moment they come, we won't stand and land up in the rocket, something like that. Slowly we'll make them to settle, understand what exactly it is. We'll make explain what is non-IT, IT. The difference will go through.
Mainly will relate to their previous job.
Exactly.
So generally, I mean, the people who joins these trainings, right? Basically, majority of them from what background they come to?
They are from this bank, BPOs.
BPOs. Okay.
See, everyone wants to get into IT, but due to XYZ reasons, they can't get into IT. So they start working in BPOs. They work in banks as sales operations. They work in e-commerce companies like Amazon and all.
Medical coding.
In healthcare companies. So they have very good communication skills. They have process knowledge.
Yeah.
They understand how this business works, but they don't know how to get into the IT job. And they think coding is the only jobs which are there in the IT. And they don't know coding. Very difficult. No, it is you as an architect should be knowing. Yeah, to an extent. To many people, it's difficult. For me also, I did a lot of technology course. So then we educate them that there is, without coding, we can get them into IT, which is a business analyst program. So we train them on 8 concepts, and these 8 concepts, we guarantee that out of these 8 concepts, only 90% of the questions will be coming in the interview, and they can also work properly.
Okay, amazing.
Mainly we teach them how this SDLC works, software development lifecycle, 7 phases. We would train them on Agile and Scrum, waterfall methodology, these things, BA's roles and responsibilities. These are the things which we teach.
Basically the difference, one more difference, it's not about theoretical. It is more towards practical.
We give them Jira access and we ask them to write user stories.
Okay.
We will show them 1 or 2 and we'll ask them to do the remaining things. With that, they'll understand practically how you also told, right, that you have to write a user story and acceptance criteria. We will make them write in the sessions.
So do you guys give them some requirements? As part of the course, is there any kind of
we will train them on a end-to-end one project.
Okay.
And from their own experience, they have to write 2 to 3 projects.
Okay.
For suppose I'll teach on my project which I'm very good with, okay? Then by looking at that, now they have to pick up their own projects. For suppose they're working on a medical coding job. So in medical coding, what do? They might work on an EHR project or any application. So they have to pull that project. A person working in the bank, they should come up with a CRM application or an ERP application. Like that, we bring projects from their own experience.
Okay. So, I mean, based on their background, you give them a project to write features and user stories for them.
And we keep the same experience, the same knowledge, see everything same. Only addition is the business analyst skills. So that's why people are cracking jobs like anything from our institute.
Okay. But apart from that, like, do you also kind of focus on Scrum ceremonies or like the planning, PI planning that we do, right? Do you also kind of educate them on how the PI planning works?
He's an expert, Aslam teaches.
So basically, when we explain, as you mentioned about the PI planning, Scrum ceremonies and all, first of all, we'll make them to understand, as I mentioned, like non-IT. Then we'll explain about business analyst requirements first of all. How a BA will gather the requirement, how they'll analyze the requirement, how they'll document the requirement, and how they'll present the requirements, and not about the stakeholders. By this part, we'll give them enough confidence that they can speak to the client, and once the requirement is handed over to them, how can they handle it from the inception to the retirement part. They'll now completely understand. Now the process has been done. Then coming to the methodology, that is SDLC, software development lifecycle. As you mentioned, just now we were talking about not everything need to be on the cloud because my application is fixed, only 50 users are there.
Yes, yeah.
So that is something we relate with waterfall methodology. Because when requirements are fixed, when we know this many resources and this project, everything is fixed, then no need to go for Agile.
Yes.
Agile is empirical process, which we are doing try and hit and trial methods. So we are running into iterations and all, we are trying and all. That's Agile methodology. So we'll explain what is waterfall, what is Agile with all the Scrum ceremonies, and also we'll mention about the roles of Scrum Master, Product Owner, Project Manager, Developer, Tester, and how the development TA works. One incident I remember actually when you're speaking about this. Initially when I joined SIT and all, I was saying, I said, Santosh, why won't we record the sessions and we'll play it as usually? Because once you record the session, no one will know,
It will be
for
like
entire each topic, we'll record the session and you can give it. So what he said is, my students are paying enough money for this. I want to give them a quality training. See, that is the only differentiation which I want to do from other institutes to our institute. So recording video, it might be there, you might be doing your best, but I don't want that.
Yeah.
I want the live training sessions where I want the students to interact on the daily basis with the students, because if the live recording is done, you might be done in 1947 and you're playing till 2025. I don't want that, because you will also not be updated by doing that.
Okay. Do you record sessions these days?
Yes.
Do you record? Let's say I did not, due to some XYZ reason, I missed 2 classes. So I can kind of go back and
We
watch those
purchased
sessions.
a tool called Graphy,
Yep.
which is very expensive. We paid in lakhs for that, and that is integrated on our website.
Perfect.
So they take care of for all our LMS platform, learning management system. They take care all our training sessions, the notifications, the chat, the assignments, the materials. Everything will be on one place.
Unless, okay. And historical information as
Yes.
well you maintain. Okay. Awesome.
We see how many students attended how many sessions, till how much time did they attend. Everything we can track.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay.
Today SIT is going like rapid fire, like wildfire. It is spreading actually. See, definitely digital marketing part we are doing it. I completely agree on that part. But rather than to it, comparatively word of mouth which we say. So the number of students who come for our next batch will be the reference of the old batch.
Old batches. Okay. That's how the word of mouth generally add fuel actually.
Exactly.
When you do good, right, word of mouth will definitely help you kind of grow whatever you do actually. Yeah.
True.
The reason, because his intentions are clear, because whenever he started SIT, he came up with vision and he came up with mission actually. So his intentions are pure. He was always looking for he just whenever the students come and all, he never look for money.
Okay.
He only make them to understand whether he's really fitting into this business or not.
Okay.
We are, some candidates will be there. They'll come up with some excuse where we feel he's really not fitting into it. We'll upfront will tell them, no guys, you're not fit to this role, or it is because of some conditions that might not suitable to you. So here, whenever it is, when we think that yes, he can come into the IT, the scope is there, then definitely we'll pull them back.
We also conduct offline sessions also.
Okay.
Because online, no, it's very comfortable. Aslam sits in his home, trains people, they sit in their home. But that is not sufficient. They should come here every alternate weekends, meet Aslam, meet me, everyone, clarify their doubts. And once the training is done, they have an interview.
Okay.
So we don't leave
Mock
them like
interviews
that.
and all
Yes.
you do.
No, real interview, let's say they have.
Okay.
We complete their resumes in the 1 month only.
Okay.
So once they keep the resume, they'll start getting calls, and whatever the requirement is there, the company's requirement, again we'll train them on that.
Okay.
One-to-one.
And do you also do these mock interviews here?
Yes.
Okay. Apart from that, like, see, what you guys doing is the aspect, BA aspect of it.
Yeah.
But soft skills and all, like, do you guys also train them on soft skills?
Our trainees are already working professionals. We don't train.
Sometimes what I see, what I have seen, that few people may need some soft skills actually, like email writing, or you can say
Yep.
setting up meetings. Because when you set up meetings, right, you have to set that agenda and all. So all these are kind of soft
Yeah.
skills that.
I'll come to that part. So whenever the students initially the day one they join, they'll not be able to speak much. So what I'll do, I'll say the people who are speaking in my class, I'll take the placement responsibility. That is what the first day I'll say the same thing. The people who are speaking in my class, only I'll take the placement
Best
responsibility.
example is Parveena.
Exactly. So 1 month, this is I have done many placements and so many students got placed. But one miracle sort of thing, sometimes miracle will happen. No, I've joined one batch on 16th of 1 month, and I completed the batch on 16th of next month. After completing 16th of next month, she got a call. She got cleared interview 27th of the same month.
Okay.
Which
So
was very
41 days.
in 41 days she got placed. Whereas
He told also that she'll get the job. In the middle of the month, he told.
I said
We
because
can recognize people.
Yeah, see, that body language and that confidence,
the potential of the candidates.
potential. See, everyone has to build that. I mean, see, not everyone are born with all those skills,
Exactly.
right? Like, see, my daughter, she is 13.
Okay.
She can speak very fluently, kind of, I mean, as a kid as well, I have seen her addressing a lot of people actually, standing on a stage. But I was not this much confident speaker in the past actually. So it needs that practice and
Exactly.
that
Now-
persistence that you need to have.
Now the kids which are coming, they're all Gen Z kids. I call. I'll give an example. I was just explaining one grammar to my kid. I say whenever H comes after O, will not be pronounced H. Honor, hour. Then she said, but we are saying holiday. I was like shocked. I was like, yes, H after O is there. Holiday. I was literally shocked. I was not having any answer. Then I googled myself. Then why it is like this? Then I came to know it is not necessary that outer H O is there. There's some words are there like that. Then I came to know, okay. So that's how I asked them to speak more a lot. I'll make them to speak every day. Some students will be active, some will be hyperactive, some will be low active. So I'll ask them to
How do you handle those hyperactive people?
when they ask something like I just ask like
That is more important.
that is more important. 10 different minds will be there in the class. Okay, when I ask some question, what is about requirement engineering, he'll repeat the same words. Yesterday's class he'll repeat it again. I said, just I ask what is it? Only one line definition, not entire class. I'll ask him, we'll give chance to other. One question is answered by him. We'll say, no, I want only this person to answer in the class right now. No one should answer. So that's how I maintain a balance.
And you're making sure that everyone interacts.
Everyone interacts, yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
that's awesome.
Everyone interacts, and for example, sometimes what happened, even though someone is not interacting, after a class, I'll make a session. Everything will very pre-planned way actually. The codes and the class timings. I'll start the class by sharp 7 means sharp 7 it should be.
Okay.
It's my rule.
It's like too much.
Too much. I'm very much strict actually. Because myself I'll join by 6:55. My students will join at 6:58. 7 the class will be start. 7 to 7:45 the codes will be delivered. 7:45 to 50 the 10 minutes query session. And the last 5 minutes the people who are inactive will be raised there.
Nice.
So this is how.
Too much punctuality, Aslam. Actually, he became famous with that. He was like very strict trainer, and people asked that.
I know his punctuality. I'm not supposed to speak here, but yes, I know him.
No, see, professional punctuality is different, personal punctuality is different.
No. But those personal, punctuality as well. You do it very professionally. Okay, one thing which I wanted to ask, but not sure if I'm allowed to ask this question.
Go ahead,
But
go ahead.
Generally speaking, like when somebody gets placed, right? Like how much they do draw actually.
How much?
Do they draw?
They draw.
Okay.
So some people get, because of people coming from non-IT, they'll be having a really less package will be there. Okay. So surprisingly, mostly we get 100%, 80%, 60%. This is what we see. It's not about we are boasting the numbers here, because as per the market.
Let's say the highest SIT student got is 40 lakhs.
40
in
lakhs,
JP
Yes.
Morgan.
40 lakhs in JP Morgan they got
Yeah.
placed.
And Second highest is around 36, like that.
Okay.
Average, if you want me to tell, it is around 16 to 20.
16.
In between 16 to 20.
Students is a very recent,
very high salary.
And we are jealous of that one guy who got placed in JP Morgan.
Share with him if there are opportunities.
That's what. We are seriously, everyone is jealous about that guy because our trainers are not earning that much. The guy is earning. We are literally shocked he got here.
He comes here. He became part of our alumni, and he comes here. He interacts with those students. Now we are having an offline session, right? I want you also to interact with them.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely, we'll definitely interact.
It's almost 6.5 years we are running this institute, and we have good exposure and good experience running this.
How many so far you guys have trained? How many people you have trained so far?
Around we never counted as such, but I think
You should have a count actually. So far, 6 years we have trained some, 5,90,000 people.
No, not 5 lakh.
not in lakhs.
Thousands, definitely in thousands. It will be.
Okay, in thousands.
Thousands.
Okay, can I ask another question?
Yeah, please.
The conversion ratio. What is the
30%.
conversion ratio?
30%.
30%.
30%.
There is one organization. They have calculated the conversion ratios, and they told us that we're in the third place.
Okay.
In,
The reason why I am asking this question is because anyone who is watching this podcast should understand that we are when we are doing this business as well, right? We take it seriously and we mean it, right? That's
Okay, with the nice point you have raised here, I'll say that. So the conversion ratio is 30%, which you are saying. So Santosh is not worried about 30%, he's worried about 70% actually. He always says, see, why the 30% placement, why it is also happening, I'll say. Because 1 month course, when we start the course now, first 10 to 15 days, students will be very much, enthusiasm, over enthusiasm, eagerness. They'll say that they'll come and then, they'll do everything. Slowly after 15 to 20 days, my sister's marriage, my cousin's marriage, my mom is not feeling well, my daughter is not feeling well, and all the interest loses.
Yeah.
By the time the 30th day comes now, you can, if out of 15 students, you can hardly feel 5 to 10 students will be there. So 5 students almost left the league. Okay, so 1 month course has been done. We do multiple follow-ups. Are you reading? Because the moment 1 month you have completed, we need some time to get the students to get prepared for interviews and all. So we will be doing multiple follow-ups, but those people will not be coming up. The person who is really interested, keeping these efforts and coming long back, those students are getting placed for sure.
for them 100%.
See, unless and until we want to change something, right? If we don't change, nothing will
Ourselves,
change. Actually.
definitely.
So you have to put
It's
efforts.
they who has to give the interview, and
we
they are the
have
ones
to
who
put
perform,
efforts.
right?
Yeah, and without that, nothing is easy.
Correct.
In this, at least in this current world.
And he's struggling for the 70% of the students. He always says that Aslam, the students who are really interested, they'll come and they'll do it. What about other students? We can't leave them like this.
Yeah.
I'll say he is not coming. What we can do, because he is the person, he should
He
come.
also came up with a lot of programs as such, but it requires a lot of.
So he always comes. So what we are doing for the 70% of the students, we are coming with other program we are launching for them.
Yeah.
Because he don't want them to sit idle. At least he want to make sure, because he's saying that whatever each and every penny they are paying, it should be useful and qualified to them. That is what his
Very
intention.
great thoughts, Santosh.
Yeah, thank
Great
you.
thought. But yeah, people who are putting money, right, they should also kind of
Understand.
take it seriously. And there are a lot of opportunities. I'm not denying there are opportunities, but at the same time, there are a lot of folks as well.
Correct.
So when you have an upper hand only, then you are going to grab that opportunity.
Yep.
Unless and until you can't get that. So for that, you have to be kind of, you have to be the best actually.
Yes.
You have to give your best.
Yes.
Because if you see the training wise, the course structure wise, the trainers wise, SIT is giving the best to everyone. Because the trainers who are there, it's not about only me, it's about the other trainers we have in our SIT. They are all are working professionals and good up to the knowledge. Because if we see when we are conducting the workshops, it's not about me only people. Each and every trainer will be boasted there. They're saying that they are giving the real life examples. Everyone said the common thing is every trainer is giving the real type examples, and everyone is answering patiently. How many times also they'll ask, they'll reply very cool.
Yes.
With very patience, they'll explain.
We'll be happy.
How many trainers you have here?
9 trainers.
9 trainers, okay.
We'll be happy if they ask questions. We'll be unhappy if they don't ask questions.
That I have also seen in our meetings as well. Sometimes people kind of they don't ask questions actually. I mean, we have to come out of that. And typically, what I have seen, I mean, this is my personal opinion, that especially the South Indians, we are a little shy to open up actually.
Open up, yep, yes.
We don't tend to speak. But unless and until you speak, right, like nobody is going to listen to you, or nobody will, I mean, people will also ignore you.
Correct.
So you have to speak, make sure your voice is heard, and at the same time, don't ask stupid things as well. You have to kind of, whenever you are asking a question, make sure it is making sense and in that context.
But we are encouraging to ask stupid questions also, because we want someone to say something, to speak. Even though it is very stupid also, we are agreeing.
Yeah.
But at least what sometimes what happen, we'll be saying something in the class after 1 hour monologue. Sometimes my voice is also irritating because I can't listen to entire after 1 hour session. I feel very much irritated
We're in
actually.
a room and like speaking, so we feel like I'm alone.
Exactly, we speak like very alone, we get agitated. Then I say hello, are you listening? Yes, no, mic testing, 1, 2, 3. That all will happen.
I mean, apart from online classes, have you guys planned 1 or 2 sessions offline? I mean,
Every alternate
Alternate
Saturday.
Saturdays you're planning.
Saturdays you have it here? Okay.
Yeah.
that's-
Workshops you're planning.
Okay, what do you do in workshop?
Whatever is being teaching in the class, anyways, practical sessions are happening, theoretical sessions are happening. But when you have physical wise, when people resources are available, it will be one-to-one talk, intimacy will be there, and people will come to know, understand. We'll divide them into groups and teams. From here, whenever, for example, if I am teaching, I know 5 few set of students which belong to my batch. He is have his own batch. You are having your own batch. When coming to workshop, all these people come together.
Today's topic is a project presentation.
Yep.
So they have to present their project.
Okay.
What is the project they have written in the resume? How they're going to speak in the interview about that. Today, we are teaching them practically over here.
Okay,
Every Saturday there will be a different topic will be there. So everyone will come here in the physical wise, and they'll be clubbed into teams. They'll discuss more. I think this discussion went very lengthy actually. First time I put him on the spot, and second he put me on the spot. I think now we have to stop playing this KBC now. It's too much.
Sure. Thank you. And it was a pleasure kind of having these discussions with you guys, and good to understand like how SIT functions actually, and great that like you are helping the folks who are kind of trying to get into IT.
Yes.
Yeah. But I'm not thanking him because I forcefully pulled him here. He has had a number of plans, but still I say SIT is the first plan, and I forcefully pulled him here.
I was supposed to travel, Santosh.
Yes.
I was supposed to travel for 2 days.
I stopped him.
And yeah.
I said you don't have any option. I'm Prakash Raj. It's only one finger, so you have to just grab that. Then thanks, Avez bhai. Thanks for coming.
My pleasure.
It was
My
really a
pleasure.
pleasure to have you here. So before winding up, I would like to ask one final question. So we had these many discussions. You have to come to know about SIT and this program and B and all. So what is your final advice
What
for
do you
the
recommend?
non-IT people? What will you recommend? And for the non-IT people to coming into IT, what would you advise them?
See, there is definitely tremendous opportunities actually in IT. For definitely, I mean, when we say IT, right, it's not always kind of writing code and all.
Yes.
So there are functions in IT that doesn't require these skills, like the BA that what courses that you're offering, right? It's a great opportunity for somebody to kind of move into IT and understand how it functions. Later, maybe if they want to switch, careers within IT, they can do once they understand how it functions. But on a one note, I just want to add one thing which happened recently with me. I was visiting a jewelry store, and that guy was asking me like what I do and all. No, not that much. My wife kind of put me into that buying something. So we went there. But the sales guy was asking me like what I do and all. When I told him that like I work for an IT company and all these discussions, he asked me like he is also kind of interested, and one of his cousin's son is also kind of interested in this. But that cousin's son wanted to move to development side only because he has done some SAP or something course. But this fellow, the sales guy in that jewelry store, he asked me he wanted to move into IT and all. Then I suggested yeah, no coding and all. He wants to kind of switch IT and all.
Okay.
Okay.
Then I suggested SIT's name actually.
Okay.
I told them that like, yeah, this is a very great opportunity, and I showed him some of the reels as well on Instagram. And he took my number actually.
Okay.
And he said whenever he is going to kind of visit you, he will call me, and then I'll call this guy to get him some discount, because he said, sir, I mean, can you get me some discounts as well? To kind of join that course. I said, I'll try my best to get
You would
whatever
have
I
asked
can.
him, you would have left all the making charges, then I would have given.
Let's see what if he reaches out to me. But a couple of days back only it happened. But when he reaches to me, I'll kind of definitely suggest. But you guys are doing an excellent job.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Keep it up, guys.
Thank you
That's
so
awesome.
much.
SIT is nothing but Santosh interesting talks.
Santosh, income.
Interesting talks. Income tax. Santosh income tax.
I'm so scared of taxes. 18% is gone.